Hello guys, it's me Leng, and this is my lake called Sinico Lake, and it is located within Coon Rapid Dam Regional Park and maintained by the Anoka County Parks. And I chose this photo as my cover photo because I love the beautiful contrast of color. So here's an overall picture of Sinico Lake, and here's the overall map of where I went to and the locations, including from the north side, west, south, and east side. And you can see the two parking lots on either side, but I didn't park at either side because it does cost money to park there. And this is a photo of my journey from the parking lot all the way to my lake. Here is a GoPro video of me riding, and I apologize for the video because I wasn't expecting the camera to be a bit off, but this is just a speed up version of how I began my journey. The reason why I chose this lake because I'm familiar with the area and it is within my community, and it has a large population of diverse species of not just aquatic fishes but also marine lives, different species of plants and other animals. The type of freshwater ecology this lake belongs to is a combination of wetlands and basins. The northern portion does have lots of foam to the point where I can't see the bottom, while compared to the south I can. Here's a comparison between the two sides. The right photo is of the north and the left is of the south. Um, it may be because of a water inlet, but this inlet is not a natural inlet but a human inlet of a pike. Additionally, the northern portion does have more trees and it does have a sloping elevation from the sidewalk all the way down to the water coast of the lake, while the south portion of the lake does have a more sandier environment with a horizontal landscape, so that people can walk there easily. The biological characteristics are that the northern portion does have more taller and woodier tree, while the south does have some trees, but they are a lot smaller and more widespread. This may be because the north side is a lot closer to the main forest on the east side. Additionally, it does contain some invasive aquatic plant species such as the Eurasia water milfoil, as seen on this photo. The ecological value of this habitat type is that the lake is at the end of a massive watershed, as seen in this photo. I infer that there is an underground outlet or water source into the Mississippi River. According to the site model My Watershed, the type of landscape that this lake belongs to have a massive resources of farmlands. Therefore, all the nutrients from the farm may flow underground and being filtered, and as a result, it drains out into the Mississippi River. The most important things that I learned from my visits to this lake is to appreciate the natural beautifulness of our ecosystem, and that our actions does have a major impacts on the ecosystem, such as an inlet pipe that move water into the lake. Additionally, the lake is stocked with 2,000 rainbow trouts each spring and 3,000 rainbow trouts each fall. Some interesting observations that I made throughout this 10 week are that there are more terrestrial animals such as squirrels, chipmunks, and birds around the human creations, such as the two fishing docks on the west and east side. While on the east side, I did notice it has more animal interactions with human waste and garbage. This is probably because the east side is very close to the secondary parking lot and to the main force. Here is a video of the north side with the pipe that flows water into the northern portion of the lake, and you can see the foam, and behind me you can see the steep slope elevation. It's roughly around 30 yards away from the walkway. Um, and it is pretty steep that I have to be careful while going down compared to the south side where I could just walk straight up to the edge of the water. The main human influences that I observe are the park maintenance that kept most of the lake very clean and mowed the lawn and keep snow off of walkways for humans to. There are also gather house or pavilions along the lake that allow groups of people to gather and celebrate. And the main concern that I did notice within one of my weekly check-in with the lake is that there were piles of garbages at the east side near the portable restrooms. Besides that, the land surrounding the lake is great for people to bike around, walk, to have picnics, fish. Besides the changing of the color of the trees and bushes, the phenological changes that I see over the 10 weeks observation period are that the foam doesn't flow towards the south portion of the lake. Therefore, I'm assuming that most of the aquatic species, including trouts and carps, are hanging around the southern portions of the lake. That's why there are those two um, fishing docks on either side of the lake. The foam doesn't come there constantly. There are some weeks when there's little to no foam on top of the water, while there are some weeks that are filled with tons of foam. According to the website, the lake that I am studying isn't under their records, but as I dig more into the research at the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, it says that one of the major invasive species, as I said before in the video, was within the body of water or Eurasia water milfoil. And the department also stated that remove any visible plants from your boat, trailer, or other boating equipment before leaving the lake. But as I stated, this lake doesn't have any major above ground inlet or outlet sources. Therefore, I'm assuming that it may have been crossed over by humans that didn't know any better. The research questions that came up to me while making observations are that where are the water sources coming from and how does water and nutrient circulations occur within Seneca Lake? I would be most interesting to test the water inlet and outlet sources and whether the main sources of Seneca Lake is affecting us in a positive or negative way. I think that this question will be most interesting um, to test because on the website Model My Watershed, it states that Seneca Lake belongs to a massive watershed that contains all sorts of farms. Therefore, we must know if the water that are coming into our community are safe, not just for us, the humans, but the biolives.